Hello everyone, my name is CJ. How are you? Today we're going to talk about the most frequently asked questions on Guest Hollow or about Guest Hollow. These questions come up over and over and over and again, and maybe you are even thinking the same. I have a wide range of questions that touch on the wide variety of topics and subjects that Guest Hollow provides. So let's jump into that, as well as the upcoming sale. I'll give you all the details for that.
There's a list of content creators that have also put together a guest hollow video for you to enjoy, so check out that playlist below. Thank you, Stephanie from Schulte Sweeties, for assisting me on this
For biology,
collaboration.
this question comes up often, and it is this. We understand that the biology curriculum uses a Christian spine, and the spine is the main book that you need for the study. We're a secular family. What options are there for us? And so on the Guest Hollow website, it actually has a lot of information about this. And it says if you are a secular family or a Christian family who believes in evolution, you can still use the Guest Hollow biology schedule with the original CK through 12 biology textbook. And then it lists some different options. There's a secular biology checklist. There is a note here that does say that the original CK through 12 book does not contain our edits, including the Greek and Latin vocabulary roots, added humor, added videos, etc., etc. But you can still use this schedule and you can still use the schedule to access all of the great labs and the videos, etc., the activities and so forth and so on. So the biology program is available for secular families and Christian families alike to use. And for the secular route, there is a lot of information on the website, including a secular biology checklist, which looks really helpful. And you can use this curriculum as a secular family. Just as a side note, whether you are a Christian family or a secular family, when you go through the book list of any of these Guest Hollow curriculum, make sure that you're previewing it so that you can see if it's going to be a good fit for you and your family. Guest Hollow Chemistry in the Kitchen, this question comes up quite often, and it's for the child that is not going into a chemistry-driven field. They simply need the chemistry grade and the class to graduate. And so a lot of people wonder, what is the rigor? What is the weight load of this chemistry in the kitchen? How hard is it? How much math is involved in all of those things? And so I have a few notes for you here about it. If you want to learn the concepts only, Guest Hollow's Chemistry in the Kitchen is the way to go. There's a lot of books to choose from that aren't dry and boring. I see this often. I also have noticed this question come up a lot, and it's been asked of myself in government economics and personal finance, and that's the book list. The book list can be intimidating, can be overwhelming. The very first Guest Hollow curriculum I used was World Geography and Cultures. And I remember being so excited about using the curriculum. And then I remember looking at the book list and thinking I made a mistake. And let me just give you some pointers on that, and let me answer this question. The book list looks intimidating. What do I do? So as far as the book list being intimidating, I understand because I've been there. But what we can do to make it not so intimidating is do as it's laid out in the curriculum. Choose number 1 and number 2s, because those are the ones that will be used in the curriculum. Those are the non-negotiable books. And then from there you can pare down and you can decide to cut some books out if you'd like when you look at the 3 and the 4. You are still going to get a robust course. You are still going to get everything that you need and then more with the curriculum if you pare down some of the books from that are listed as number 3 and number 4. You can check books out at the library and flip through them. You could also do some research here in the Facebook groups or online to see what others have spoken about and what they recommend or not recommend. And you could always use audiobooks. Those are some ways to not be so intimidated by the book list. And what I ended up doing was I received the Guest Hollow geography curriculum, and I started to go through the schedule, looked at the book list, and was just in awe of a couple things. It was a wonderful book list, but it was a lot. And so I feel you and I understand. But what I decided to do was I was so overwhelmed that I put the book list and I put the schedule to the side and I stepped away from it for a week. And this was over the summer while I was trying to prep. And I came back to it after a week. And I just had a different. I was refreshed, and I was able to say, okay, we're going to conquer this, and I'm not as intimidated anymore, and I'm just going to go through, look at the ones and the twos, the threes and the fours, and make a decision. So I stepped away from it because in that moment, it was too much for me. And so I would advise for you to do the same. Just an idea that might help you get through the process of the lovely, hefty book list. For government economics and personal finance, high school transcript questions come up often, and it is how do we list these three subjects that are combined into one on the transcript? And the first thing I will say is for you to check out what your state is asking you to do. What are other people in your state listing it as? One way to do that is to go to local high school page and see what they see their high school subjects and how they word it there. That's an idea. You can always check in with your current trade school, college advisor, etc. And the reason why I bring that up is last year, which was only a week or two ago, I spoke to a college advisor and they advised me to not list personal finance on the transcript as such. And they said that that would not fall underneath the history subject. That would actually mean that it is a math class. And so that was just that particular college, and they wanted it worded a different way, and put a different way, and logged a different way, I should say. So I am going to show you a sample of what we listed everything as right here, somewhere right here.
So I'd like to bring your attention to the word economics, which is written here in red. And I learned something about how to put that on a transcript if it's connected with something else. For example, a lot of times it's American government, economics, and personal finance, or American government and economics, at least where we were applying to the university, they said to separate the two. So if it is a combination course, you may check with that university to see if they want the subjects separated. They definitely did not want the word personal finance attached, so we did Guest Hollow's American Government, Economics, and Personal Finance, and they did not want the word personal finance attached to American government and economics because they said that the university or the registrar would look at it as if it were a government math class. I hope that made sense. Hello, my name is CJ, and thank you for being here. If you're enjoying what you see, please give it a thumbs up.
But essentially, you can list economics as 0.5, government as 0.5, or personal finance as 0.5. And it also could be listed as government and economics 1.5. There's many ways to do this, and I don't want to say it's a personal choice. I would just highly recommend that you check with your state requirements first and then go from there. And this is just a sample. This is based off of my son's transcript and our state and the current college situation. I actually have more than one transcript that lists it a different way in case of. And so I hope that this wasn't too wordy for you, but I know that this is a popular Guest Hollow question, and I just wanted to make sure that you have the information. So, government, economics, and personal finance. The other one is American history. We'll touch base on that here in a moment, but it's similar. You want to make sure you know what your state requirements are to list it on the transcript how they want it to show. Books. Some of the books are hard to find. Where can I find these books? I will list a long list right here for you so that you can check those out. Don't forget, your library is an option, and there might be some local mom and pop shops nearby, some local bookstores that have some books that you can choose from as well. But I will list a nice list here for you so that you can find those hard to find books. American history, how is that listed on the transcript? The most popular way that I've seen that, and I've also answered that question to others, and I've seen it in the message boards, is American History 1 and American History 2. Like others, what free curriculum does Guest Hollow offer? High school biology and Science of Seasons unit study. Those are the two that are free, and I would encourage you to check them out. For government economics and personal finance, which is one of the curriculums that I personally use, I see this question come up often, and it is, would a student still need to add a math course? Example, consumer math, to this curriculum. And I actually found an answer from Mr. Guest, who is part of the Guest Hollow family. The Guest Hollow Government Economics and Personal Finance curriculum teaches principles of economics and personal finance alongside of civics and government, not the nuts and bolts of a math curriculum per se. So, I have heard and I have seen that if you are interested in adding a math curriculum to this, this is a recommendation from just many families that the not consumed curriculum of consumer math pairs very well with this Guest Hollow Government Economics and Personal Finance curriculum. Did a mini video on this, but I wanted to touch base on it here, and that's about the chemistry 4-week supplement. If your child has no chemistry background, or if your child needs a refresher, can I use the 4-week supplements? Like, what is it all about? And the answer is yes. If your child needs just a little refresher or a mild introduction, the 4-week supplement that comes with the Chemistry in the Kitchen curriculum is for you. Here are some fire questions about that Chemistry in the Kitchen, no pun intended. Can I purchase the 4-week supplement separately? No, it's part of that full curriculum. How much is the 4-week supplement? There's no additional cost. It is included in that Chemistry in the curriculum. Blooper. How much is the 4-week supplement? There is no additional cost because it is included in the 4-week supplement. Blooper. How much is the 4-week supplement? There's no additional cost because it is included in the Chemistry in the Kitchen curriculum. When should we do the 4-week supplement? Well, my son did it over the summertime and it just worked well. So we did that for 4.5 weeks. We stretched out because I think we had vacation or something. And then we started just a couple weeks later in the chemistry class. This question is about printing. Where do you print all of your Guest Hollow items? Whether it's just the schedule or whether it's some of the books that are provided, like the Beowulf book, where are you getting these printed? There are so many places out there and some, a handful that I've used and recommended, and I've made some videos about them. I will list a bunch right here for you so that you can do your research and see which one is going to be best suited for you. You can go into the Guest Hollow Facebook pages as well. There's a lot of talk about printing and see just which one is going to best suit your needs. Co-ops. How do you use this in a co-op setting? And the best answer that I have for you is to click on the co-op button that is on the Guest Hollow Facebook page and go ahead and read through all of the different resources and the tools and the information about using this as a co-op. You can also go to the Guest Hollow Facebook page, subject of your choice that you are choosing to use in your co-op, and you can you can ask questions there and the owners of the company will answer you directly. So the Guest Hollow sale will begin next week, and the coupon code is available, but it will not work, so don't try it. Save all of your time and your energy and your resources for January the 19th. It is the biggest sale that they have. Everything will be on sale, including all of the bundles that are already deeply discounted. They will be on sale as well. So you can start planning now and get your list ready for the sale, which will be on January 19th. That 25% off discount code can be used multiple times throughout the sale. So start planning now. And if you have any questions at all, please list them below.